I do have Gemini and Mercury, so I have a lot of things to talk about. Hi, dear friends, and welcome. Welcome to my peace, my Manifestor Peace. There was a fish jumping right in front of my face. If this isn't peaceful, the perfect kind of peaceful for a manifestor, then I don't know what is. I guess the even more peaceful would be if someone else was paddling for me. But I haven't been moving much today, so this is actually perfect for me. I do have a very active body. Most of my variables are left-facing arrows. This is a very rare occasion. I'm taking our canoe out for a little spin, a little ride. And I'm a bit rusty in my paddling skills. The sun is up. It's 7 p.m. here in Finland. And it's quite a lovely evening. Ooh. This is fun. The other side of the lake has the evening sun, and we get it filtered through the trees. So we also have some sun, but in another way. There's a very rich bird life out here. I'm not joking when I'm saying that I see a new bird every day. A new lake bird, or a forest bird, or a shoreline bird, or animals. Luckily no bears. But we were at this monastery yesterday, and on their announcement board outside of the monastery, it said, if you go for a walk around the monastery, beware of the bear. I was like, no. I'm not going to be aware of the bear. I'm not going to walk there. I'm thinking a lot about how Finnish people are connected to nature in such a deep way, and how I feel like Swedish people have forgotten that connection. And I notice it so clearly because I'm part of both cultures. And I know that my parents' generation, they have learned from their parents' generation on these simple things like what kind of plants are edible, and a little bit of the spirit of the forest and the spirit of the sauna and the sensations, and how to use the five senses that we've been gifted. Finns are very mindful, peaceful people. And Swedes could be as well. It's just that I have a feeling that they've forgotten about a lot. Sadly. And I think it's because society developed so quickly in Sweden after the war. And the things that were modern back then in the 60s, 70s, 80s, it was more appealing than the old ways. Whereas in Finland, both have coexisted and still are. I just went to the local shopping mall here in the closest city. Lo and behold, one of the chains in there, you know, you usually see like Zara, H&M, these kind of shops. One of the chains was a Finnish nature shop. It basically had home products, face products, cleaning products, foods, and herbs. Herbs that are nature's medicine. Herbs that are starting to be more researched, but have been used for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years for different things. In mine and my partner's search for health, we've come across a man named Stephen Buhner. And he really had, unfortunately he had passed away last year, but he really had researched the spirit of nature, both philosophically and health-wise. If you're like me and you're really interested in how nature can heal you, I really recommend Stephen Buhner's books. He has a lot of them. Anyway, this shop, it had even tinctures, herbal tinctures for different things. And I was just so amazed that this is a chain. And this chain has 17 stores in the biggest shopping malls in Finland. And Finns are really, really keen on things being locally grown and as clean as possible. Things you put on your face, things you eat, products you use in your home. Of course, both exists. Of course, they coexist even in Finland, but there's still a general understanding that I can feel. As you can tell, this is one of my passion subjects. The wisdom of nature, nature conservation. Why I'm talking about this on my human design channel. I want to show what it's like to be a manifestor with a defined ego and defined solar plexus, defined G center, and defined throats. And what it can look like. Because when you read about manifestors, you might get one picture. And I think it's always good to see examples. So on this channel, you will see me talk about different things, topics. I do have Gemini and Mercury, so I have a lot of things to talk about. Have a lot of Gemini energy in my astro chart. So you will see a real life example of what one manifestor is like. And we're all different, just like generators are different, manifesting generators, reflectors, projectors. I think it's important to see that just because you're one energy type doesn't mean you're like the mainstream. Especially manifestors don't like the mainstream. For example, let's take another example. of one of my passions, which is heavy metal music in general, almost all genres of metal. That is a group that has a really tight-knit community and a very friendly community. But since I'm a manifester, even if I like all these bands, I still feel like, oh, this many people like this band. I don't want to be a part of that group. I don't want to be put in a box. I think that's a combination that I am a manifester, that I am single definition, that I have a defined ego, maybe. Ooh, a swan. I like to playfully provoke. I don't know, there can be a lot of factors to why group mentality isn't something you want to be a part of, but I think these are a few of my factors. Also my G center, I know what I like, I know what I don't like, I know where I'm going and where I'm not going, where I don't want to go. Right now, I just want to be on this lake, watching the swan over there. Let's see what we can see here. Yeah. We're rebels, you know. We're all rebels, manifestors.